Warning. Warning. You are entering the territory from your safe space. You must turn back now, or you will become informed. Go. Now.
We've been shot at and we came down the parkway. That's where it happened.
A family awoke to this horror Tuesday morning.
That is not acceptable. That is not how you act in a public place.
More than 400 rounds of ammo. That's how much ammunition Lakeem Scott had in his backpack at the time of the shooting.
You don't know now, TV?
Put the papers down.
James Cunningham is accused of attacking the woman in the head and face.
For a curfew at Concord Mills after another fight at the mall.
This is the second violent incident to unfold at the biggest shopping destination in the state in just a matter of months.
He had no communication with these kids whatsoever, so what they did to him, he totally did not deserve.
Yet another fight at Concord Mills Mall. Concord police say around 8:30 Saturday night, a mall security guard and an off-duty officer saw a group of 20 people near the food court.
The fact that he acts like it's no big deal, it's just something that happens. It just makes me want to knock him out across the room.
A disturbing video of an animal cruelty case in Baton Rouge. This has been circulating on social media.
We heard something go boom, boom, pow. My husband jumped up, ran through the house, cut on the hallway light.
That shooting shattered a tight-knit community.
It has to stop. It has to stop. It has to stop. It has to stop.
Damn!
Now YouTube censored.
I'm mad as hell right now. Yes, I am.
Viewer discretion is advised. Mama Black.
This program contains language and sequences some viewers may find disturbing.
We've been shot at and we came down the parkway. That's where it happened.
A year and a half after investigators said a man opened fire in a deadly shooting spree in Bristol, we have learned Lakeem Scott had hundreds of rounds of ammunition with him during the crime. Good evening, I'm Sarah Diamond.
And I'm Josh Smith. That shooting shattered a tight-knit community. In a few minutes, investigators said Lakeem Scott began randomly shooting victims on Volunteer Parkway July 7th, 2016. He shot and killed Jennifer Rooney, a wife and mother who that morning was out just delivering newspapers, doing her job. Lakeem Scott is serving life in prison for first-degree murder and 7 counts of attempted murder. Nate Morabito requested access and copies to Scott's criminal case file and learned had police not disarmed Scott quickly, more lives could have been in danger that morning.
More than 400 rounds of ammo. That's how much ammunition Lakeem Scott had in his backpack at the time of the shooting. That's according to this Tennessee Bureau of Investigation crime scene report, now available to us since the 1-year appeal deadline's passed. That is in addition to all the shots he fired at cars, injuring 3 people, including an officer, and killing Jennifer Rooney in the process.
We've been shot at and we came down the parkway.
This 911 call shows the fear people driving along Volunteer Parkway felt as Lakeem Scott randomly shot at cars.
Ma'am, there's somebody shooting at people on the Volunteer Parkway. We heard something. It sounded horrible.
Newly obtained investigative records show Scott was prepared to do even more harm. This crime scene report completed by TBI agents identifying more than 400 rounds of ammo in the man's backpack, many of them with hollow points. That's in addition to the 2 guns, brass knuckles, tactical military-style vest, bayonet, and 2 pairs of handcuffs agents documented.
This incident had a lot of people on edge.
Scott injured several people and killed newspaper carrier Jennifer Rooney, shooting her in the back of her head as she drove by, according to her autopsy, leaving behind her 2 kids and husband.
You hear her laugh, and it was just nothing you couldn't do but laugh or smile along with her. It was hard to be down when she was around.
When Scott pleaded guilty roughly a year ago, he said he was prepared to ambush police. The file showing he likely even called 911 to set up the ambush. But he later told police he opted against shooting more officers after police arrived and he realized one of the officers was black. In his statement, he told police his motivation for opening fire was what he considered racial injustice by law enforcement. After he pleaded guilty, a judge sentenced him to life in prison. Nate Morabito, News Channel 11, in your corner.
In addition to the weapons and ammo found at the scene, records show police found additional guns and ammo in Scott's apartment.
On the year anniversary death of little King Harvey, Mom says she couldn't fully grieve until someone was held accountable. She feels police are headed in the right direction.
Stepped on him while he was sleeping.
Chilling details from a mom about her 14-month-old son's autopsy.
Blunt force head trauma.
and that blood was on his brain.
Nearly a year ago, Tiffany Leblanovitz returned to this Moore Avenue home in Colonial Heights belonging to her aunt and uncle to find her precious baby boy dad.
We did determine that child was deceased at that time. From that point on, for nearly a year, investigators have been working tirelessly, interviewing individuals that are in that house that are associated with our victim, King Edward Harvey.
With that information, police took their findings to a grand jury on Tuesday.
They did return 2 indictments for Winter Harvey and DeMarcus Harvey for 1 count each of felony child neglect.
Little King Harvey's uncle DeMarcus is still locked up.
Hey, Winter, do you want to talk?
His aunt Winter walks home out on bond.
I'm pissed. I'm furious because why are you walking? You're still walking around here free. But if I were to go and fight her right now, they would be coming to arrest me.
A mother, emotional, says she's learned the hard way not to trust anyone, not even family.
I don't trust nobody with my kids, not family members, strangers, daycare. I don't trust nobody.
A robbery, a shooting, and a car wreck. Investigators say 3 crime scenes, all in Davidson County, are likely connected. Right now, 3 people are in custody as a result of all of this, but another suspect remains out there somewhere.
It all started as an armed robbery at a jewelry store in Thomasville, then a shooting on Julian Avenue before the suspect crashed in Lexington.
And we have team coverage tonight with all of this. There's a lot to unpack. Janae Lewis and Jared Hill in Thomasville for us tonight. Let's start with Jared. What do we know at this hour?
Well, I think one of the big things is that we're not exactly sure whether or not there is indeed a 4th suspect that they're looking for. 3 people are currently in custody. The question is there a 4th? Now out here on Julian Avenue, take a look here. A lot of the action and a lot of the attention has been centered around that pickup truck. That is the vehicle of a witness who followed the people involved in this armed robbery at the jewelry store just a few hundred yards away from here. He was shot at in that vehicle, crashed, you can see right there, before the suspects then again took off again. We've been told that that witness is in stable condition in the hospital. And once again, the question is whether or not there is a 4th suspect. 3 people currently in custody in this situation. But let's go to Janae Lewis, who's just a few hundred yards away from me now at the scene of where this all started just a couple of hours ago. Janae, what happened?
Well, at this point, we know that officers just cleared the scene here right before the show. They removed the crime scene tape and said that they got everything that they needed to get from here, which included taking pictures, speaking to witnesses, as well as collecting evidence. As you mentioned, this whole ordeal started around 12:45 this afternoon when police received reports of an armed robbery. Now, at that time, a witness called in what happened. They tell us that the witness followed the suspects as police were en route here. As the witness followed the suspects, that witness communicated to police exactly their location, what was going on up the road at Julian Avenue, where Jared Hill is, where that took place, is where that confrontation took place. And then after that is when the chase ended in downtown Lexington, where 3 people are now in custody. Somewhere throughout this whole ordeal, 1 person did jump out of a moving vehicle. Thomasville police say this is a very active investigation as they try to sort all this out and put the pieces together. At any moment now, we are anticipating a press release from them that gives the very latest and gives updates on this case. As soon as we get it, we'll bring that to you on air and online. But for now, reporting live here in Thomasville, I'm Janae Lewis, WXII 12 News.
All right, thanks, Janae. And that's going to be the big question is whether or not there once again is a 4th suspect that's being looked for. When I spoke to police not too long ago, they said that they had really just gotten a chance to get those suspects who are now in custody to the jail. So we're hopefully going to get some more information both from them as well as from law enforcement. But as you can see right here, it looks like this scene is not wrapping up anytime soon. We will be out here throughout the next couple of hours to keep an eye on what's going on. We're now live in Thomasville. Jared Hill, WXII 12 News.
Ago, these 3 teens faced a judge accused of robbing and shooting a 15-year-old in Rock Hill.
Well, police say 2 of the suspects are known gang members. Another teen escaped the shooting near Allen Street yesterday. Greg Suskin has those frightening details from court.
And it was quite a scene in court today. We learned that there were 2 15-year-old victims who were just hanging out when the 3 older teens approached them armed. One of the victims was so afraid he jumped into a creek to escape. The other stood his ground and was shot. The victim's mother begged the judge to keep the 3 suspects in jail, saying her son and his friend didn't even know them.
He had no communication with these kids whatsoever, so what they did to him, he totally did not deserve.
The 2 boys were on this paved walking trail near Allen Street yesterday, playing with a remote-controlled car one got for Christmas. Police say it was a robbery over marijuana and personal effects, but the victim's father, who didn't want to be identified, doesn't believe drugs were involved.
Anything major out here, selling drugs or playing with guns, no, that ain't my son.
This afternoon, Devon Johnson, Elijah McKnight, and Alicia Locke were all in court. Police say Locke and Johnson are known gang members. Johnson, who police say shot the victim, walked into court trying to hide his face from the cameras.
Me don't know now, TV. Put the papers down.
He appeared unfazed by what was going on or that he could serve life in prison for attempted murder. His mother even poured out her frustration over his behavior.
The fact that he acts like it's no big deal, it's just something that happens. It just makes me want to knock him out across the room.
The third defendant charged, Elijah McKnight, appeared humble and asked if he could apologize to the family. Now, police say after the 15-year-old was shot, the three teenagers just ran off and left him for dead. Fortunately, he survived, still being treated at CMC in Charlotte. Bond was denied this afternoon on all three of those teenagers. We're live in Rock Hill. Greg Suskin, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Me don't know now, TV. Put the papers down.
And as always, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. Also follow us on the usual media for more interesting information like this.
Fight their asses.